What's up guys, Shouri here, and today we are going to be playing on Ossas, and the main objective is basically to go out and try to get what picks you can early, but you also have to be careful. So right here, I do end up messing up a little early, and so I do retreat. I'm going to make sure I'm in that little middle section, that way we aren't going to end up getting taken out by any guys in the actual middle or the right. We made sure to pay attention to the right though, and that's why we were able to go ahead, get back, and distract the hunter for our teammate to come from behind, and always keep ourselves safe. One of the great things about Ossas in 5v5 is you have the ability to jump out of there and get yourself out of a lot of trouble. And if you are at the height of that jump, you can also end up getting yourself to stay in the air, and that is a huge advantage over what we used to be able to do, because not only can you get away with it, but you can also get that height advantage, and as soon as you're scoped in, you are able to just stay there and get some really good picks. The biggest suggestion I have if you're trying to get good at Ossas though is to make sure that you are making all your shots count. It's way better to just be a little bit late than to miss. And so if you can line that headshot up, it's the way to go. Right here, we're going to try to help Zoras out. We do end up going to the right, though, because after waiting a little while, it looked like no one was coming. I go to see what he was doing, and everyone came. So yeah, we were a little wrong. They were basically all just waiting in the back, but we were able to kill the healer and then immediately get that ruby. And then we're going to go over, get the 5k heal, and then we're going to look over to the right side and wait for him. And after not seeing him for a while, I'm just getting really antsy, and I was able to hear the footsteps of the ruby coming in from behind. Luckily, we were able to get out of there, and when we come back, we immediately take out the Sindri, and then we're going to keep going for more, but we're going to hold this position. The reason we're not moving up with our ruby is there's really no reason to take that risk. One, we don't know where they're going to be committed to, and they ended up coming from the right, which is what I was worried about was a flank, and we were able to go ahead and take the flank. Now we can start to move up because we know that nobody's going to go ahead and hit that right side, and I wanted my teammates to get out of spawn. You have so much power to get map control as Ossas, and it's a big thing people don't think about. You're the person on your team that can really control what's going on by yourself, and there's only like Gatlin and a couple others that really can do this effectively, and the reason that Ossas is so good at it is you can get away if you kind of screw it up. So if they come behind you, you always have that backup plan and you're completely fine. So it's one of the things that you might want to think about if your team's dead, kind of poking out and getting a little bit of space for your team to come out, and then just staying there and making sure you hold that side of the map. Right there, our teammates came out, we're going to get the hill, we go ahead, take out all the defenders, and we're just going to push up to make sure no one can get to the hill, and because of that, we were able to go ahead and get the win. And just like this, we did really good, mostly because Zoras gave me Ossas. He is like the number 9 Ossas, guy's insane, and he was nice enough to give me Ossas, and then he also played Aletta, which definitely helps. Having somebody that's willing to play a character that kind of can distract for you, it's really nice. This game was really bad. So what happened in the very beginning was I tried to play the new hero, and if your teammates aren't good, yeah, that's the worst character in the game, swear to God. But luckily, we were able to switch Ossas, and we do have to carry pretty hard. Right there, we actually just had the worst situation in the world. And I mean, what are you even going to do? I mean, you have a shielded Jabali, and then you have a Gloria. I kind of freaked out and just didn't do a very good job. But luckily, we were able to turn it around and get them both. And then we were able to take out that healer. One of the hardest things about taking out Lob is his lantern. It is definitely better as Ossas to go ahead and kill that lantern instead of focusing on killing anyone else. It's just going to be a faster way, and you have a really good 2-shot on the lantern. You're the best person on your team to do the job, so definitely go for it if you ever see it. Even if you're not necessarily attacking them at the time, it'll help your teammates out, and it'll save you a lot of hassle in the long run. Luckily, we were able to play in this side, and that's the biggest difference between this game and the one with Zoros, where I was having a really good teammate get space and also Pillsbury Doughboy. But in this one, we have to carry. That's why you'll see I'm a lot closer to the hill and more in the action. And the reason for that is I know I have to do a lot here. I don't have the team support I did in the other game, so I'm going to be pushing up like it. And it's a risk versus reward scenario where it can go very wrong, but it's one of the things that will help you if you go right. But staying off in the distance isn't going to work here. I'm going to need to get these kills, and I'm going to need to impose myself on this hill, making sure that we take all the space we can, and making sure that they're distracted with me so my teammates can live a lot easier. As you can see, we did go for that lantern, and then we're immediately trying to go for everyone else. Our teammates do take the lantern out. We are able to get the healer, and then we're just freaking out with the ruby. Dude, I'm not going to lie. Whenever you're in that situation, you just got to hope that you can hit a shot. It's mostly just panic spray, but hey, it worked out. And luckily for us, we did go 18-3, and so we did come back, even though we had like a very terrible 2 deaths, no kills on the new character, which I can't even remember the name of. I hate that character so much. Dude, it's so annoying. Either way, we do go on, and now we are going to be playing on Payload. So Payload is going to be different though. You have a really big responsibility to play the cart. Most people don't do this with Ossas, and it's really annoying, but honestly, the cart gives you really good cover. You can get away by jumping, and you are the best option on your team almost always. Even if you have a Jabali, you should be on that cart because you are going to be able to protect yourself, heal yourself with the cart, and you are really just sitting there waiting for people to come anyways. It's just a really good thing to be near it. That kind of changes towards the end of this, but you do want to try to take some people out and then push the cart. You do have to balance how many people are near you, and when you get towards the end, you are going to have a lot more people get close to you because they just spawn closer, so you do have to balance it. But as you can see, they're far enough away that I'm able to push this cart. Luckily, my Sindri stand with me, so we have a lot of cover here, and we're able to take out a lot of people. I go ahead and pop my ult. We do end up getting the 6th kill. We go ahead and take the Lob's ult, and then we get a big shot onto that Gloria, and dude, I was so unlucky not to get that kill. I was so mad, and I really wanted that kill, so I just kept going in there over and over trying to get it and end up killing myself. I was so mad. We did all that on 0 seconds. Luckily, my teammates were able to actually get this card and stay while I respawned, and I was able to get there, and now our team pretty much died. They did their best to keep it. This Jabali somehow is still alive, but our ult came back up. We got some really nice picks, and we actually win in the overtime. That's not going to happen all the time, though. Let's be real. But on this side, one thing I do like to do is I like to try to stay back in the center lane because you can just do so much from here, and it's just absolutely insane how good of a spot this is for Ossas, and it really doesn't seem like it because you're out in the open quite a bit. But these pillars provide so much cover, and you can actually dash yourself into the air and get to pretty much both the left and right here, and then you can get into cover very easily. So if you do get surprised on the right or left, you're actually pretty fine. This spot seems a lot worse than it is, but for Ossas, it is pretty good. You do have to be careful though. If there's like something like a Gatlin or another Ossas, you do have to take that into account, but they don't have any of those things. I'm pretty safe on this comp, so don't be afraid to take that risk. Remember, being quick and making sure you're getting those headshots, making all your shots count is very important, but the biggest key to Ossas is having confidence. It doesn't necessarily matter if it's false confidence either, because you are going to be able to do so much more if you're not hesitating and you are believing in yourself. It's super important and something that not a lot of people take into consideration. Sitting there and waiting for them to come and just knowing you're going to hit the shots sometimes is all it takes to get to the point that you can actually hit them. And I don't mean this if you're not very good at Ossas already, but if you're already pretty good at hitting your shots, putting yourself in those uncomfortable situations is how you get good at getting out of them and actually being able to just thrive in pressure. When people come up behind you, whenever you're in these kind of situations that you are pretty screwed and you have to hit that shot, the only way to get used to it is to do it. So I definitely suggest putting yourself in a lot worse positions than you kind of would normally. Once you get comfortable with something, go on, put it to the test. Keep going, and they will just get better and better, and that's how the best Ossas do it. They don't play it safe. I don't know if you've ever seen Myron play this character, but I swear to God, he thinks he's a melee damage character. Guy's literally next to everyone. And the reason because, he knows he'll hit the shots. Even if he doesn't, he knows he will. And that confidence is what you have to have. Because, it's not going to always work for you, but it will a lot. And if you don't do it, it definitely will not work for you. Because if you're standing in one spot, everyone knows where you're at. But if you're up close, nobody's used to fighting Ossas up close like that, especially not someone doing it well. That's what you want to be. You want to be something they're not used to, and you do want to get better. And that is one of the biggest keys. You don't want to try super risky things in these close games, but if you are a little bit ahead like we are in this game, take some risk. It's not going to make your team lose, and it's going to get you better in the long run and help your team win those games in the future that are close. That's basically for people who are already pretty good. Don't try that if you're just learning Ossas. But you do want to try to put yourself in uncomfortable situations, and then once you're comfortable with them, you can go more and more, just a little bit at a time. And that's really how you get better, just a little bit at a time. Ossas takes a lot of time to get used to and to get good at. It's not something you're going to do on the first day, and it's something to be aware of. Don't get discouraged if you don't hit the shots. You're not going to at first. It's a hard character, and it's not like any of the others in the game, so it will take you a little bit of time to get used to, but don't get discouraged and keep on trying. You always improve the more you do it, and once you get really good at Ossas, man, it's so satisfying. The hard work that you put in, you really do get a lot out of it with Ossas. It's one of the characters that I think matters the most with time played, though, so it is a time investment, and if you're not willing to make it, probably shouldn't be playing Ossas. But luckily for me, I was able to kill that guy, get the ruby to bounce out, and we were actually able to make something work there. Right here, I am playing with some other creators. You can watch this on Kovo's channel, and we are actually able to do a pretty good job here, and we are going to be able to go in and get a few kills, and then we do hit our smoke, we get the cart, and we win the game. And that's basically all you really got to do. Ossas is just that simple. And if you're wondering why I have the face cam in the setup, it is actually because we are doing the Arena League, and I needed a nice setup and a nice camera, so this is me mostly testing it out. I am finally feeling a little bit better, but come watch the Arena League, which is going to be on the 1st, and it is going to be an amazing battle between some great teams, and of course I'll be casting it, so you know it's going to be great content. You know what else is great content? Jordy's thumbnails, best thumbnail guy in the game. And if you are a content creator, you should have Jordy's thumbnails too. So go ahead and go to my description, get his info, and give him a call. The man is just so good at making thumbnails for all games and even my personal clients that I edit videos for. And he's just knocking it out of the park left and right. I definitely recommend working with him. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.